So welcome everyone to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geek School. Thank you very much first of all for joining me in this tutorial. Now today we are going to learn something new, something very different and something extremely amazing which you all are going to like very much. And today we are going to learn how we can use LCD screen in a Tinkercad circuit. So let's not waste the time and straight away dive into the platform. So for accessing the platform, we can simply type tinkercad.com in the URL part of the browser, and automatically it will redirect us to the dashboard, right? Why? Because I'm already logged in into my account on this platform, so that's the reason it will redirect me to my dashboard. If you are not logged in to your in this account of yours on this platform, so instead of redirecting you to the dashboard, it will redirect you to the main web page, from where you will have to get yourself redirected to this dashboard by using your Gmail account or whatever account you have used for creating your account on this platform. Now let's access that virtual environment where we can create the virtual circuit. So these are the steps we can use for getting ourselves redirected to that amazing environment. So this lecture is going to be extremely amazing and extremely fun for all those students who want to know how they can use LCD, how they can connect LCD to an Arduino using breadboard, and how they can make it function. Right, so that's the environment. Now the first thing I would like to pull is an Arduino Uno R3 board. So that's how we can do it. Right, that's the Arduino Uno R3 board and I am putting it over here. Great. Right, now we need a breadboard. So we can simply type breadboard over here, and that's the one which I want to use, breadboard small. Okay, so I'm putting it over here, and now we need to fetch an LCD. So that's the one I'll be using today. Okay, great. So we have all the components with us, and besides that, let's pull a potentiometer also, which we can control the LCD. So I am going to put it over here. I think because there are three pins of potentiometer, so we can keep it, I think, somewhere over here. Yeah. So I've connected this potentiometer to this breadboard. Okay. So we are done with pulling all the components from this navigation menu on this circuit environment. Now let's begin with connecting all of them together so as to create a complete virtual circuit. So the first thing that I would like to start with is, let's first connect this Arduino Uno R3 board with this breadboard. So we know the process. We can click on this black and connect this ground pin with this negative terminal of breadboard, and then we can simply select this red wire and we can connect this 5-volt pin of this Arduino Uno R3 board with this positive terminal. It's so easy, right? We know it very well because we have already done it many times, several times in the previous tutorials. So we are done with connecting this breadboard to this Arduino Uno R3 board. Now it's time for us to connect this LCD, sorry, not LED, my bad. So it's time for us to connect this LCD with this breadboard. So let's make use of this black color wire first, and I would like to connect this point with this ground pin of this LCD. Okay, right, because this is the terminal 2 and this is terminal 1 and the middle one is terminal Viper. So we need to connect this terminal 2 to this ground pin. Remember these connections. Okay, now let's make use of this red color wire, and it's the VCC, from which this LCD is going to get the power. So we need to connect it with the positive terminal of this breadboard, and we can just select this positive pin from here and we can connect this VCC to it like this. Alright, so that's how you need to understand all the points which are given on this uh, LCD. Right, then what else can we do? We can connect this terminal 1 to this positive terminal with the same red wire. So here I go, right, and then this wiper also needs to be connected to this LCD. Now to which pin we can connect the wiper to? We can connect it to pin V0, right, we can connect it to pin V0. So let's select this pink color wire and connect this V0 pin. I hope the connections are clear to every one of you. In case you are not able to see it properly, so let me know about the same. Okay, so I am connecting it to the wiper pin of this potentiometer, right? So that's what I have done till now. I hope the connections are visible to every one of you. Let me see the comment box. If you have any queries, do let me know about the same so that I can resolve it. Okay, so you all are able to see the connections, right? Everything is visible to every one of you. Thank you very much. Okay, now the next thing we have to do is we can simply connect this R5, this register select, with one of these pins present over here on this topmost part of this breadboard. So let's select this yellow color wire, or else let's go with this orange one, and I'm going to select this register select. And I am connecting it to the topmost point, right, to this point I'm connecting this register select with. Now what we can do, see, this register select is connected to this pin of this breadboard, right, and all these pins are connected with each other. So we can take one of these pins and we can connect it to the one of these free pins present over here on this Arduino Uno R3 board. So simply we can again make use of, let's use this pin. I think that will be a better choice. So let's select this pin and I'm going to connect it with one of these pins. So let me make use of this pin 12 for now, right. Similarly, what we can do, we can repeat the same steps for this yellow pin also. So that's for register select, that's for read write, and that's for enable. Now for enabling this LCD, we will have to again connect it to one of these free pins of Arduino Uno R3 board. Now let's select this enable one, and I'm using this yellow color wire, right, and I'm going to connect it to, sorry, not this one, I'm connecting it with this pin over here, right. Then we can use this pin and let's connect it to one of the free pins of Arduino Uno R3 board. So I'm connecting it to the pin number 11, right. What I have done, this enable pin is the 1 2 3 4 5 6th pin from the left side on LCD. So I've connected it first to the breadboard, and then I've connected this pin which is lying in the same row, in which the pin to which I've connected this enable pin to is lying, and I've connected this pin to pin number -11. So it means that with the help of this breadboard, I've connected this enable pin to this pin number 11. Now that's the read write pin. To which point of this breadboard I need to connect it with. Let me first change this one to red, because this is a live wire, right, in which the electricity is going to flow. It's not a ground wire, so that's the reason I've changed it to red. Let's use the black color wire, and I'm connecting this read write pin to this negative terminal of the breadboard, right? That's how you have to make the connection. Remember like that. Remember this thing. And then we can use this. Now here we have this LED cathode. So because it is cathode, we need to connect it to the negative terminal. That is absolutely right. So we can select this, and I am connecting it to this pin. Now what's this? It is LED anode. Okay, so we can simply change the color of the wire first. I'm changing it to, how about brown? I think brown is going to look good. So let's connect it to this pin over here, right? And then let me tell you what you have to do with this anode pin. So you can bring a resistor which can keep a check on the current flow, and you can connect it to this positive terminal like this, right? Why I've connected this to the positive terminal? It's because that's the LED anode point, right? And anode is positive in nature, right? It attracts anions and it is positive in nature. So that's the reason we need to connect it to the positive point, so that we can give it positive charge. Okay, now what's next? The next point is from DB7. Now to which pin of this Arduino Uno R3 board we need to connect this DB7 to? So we can first select this. I'm changing the color of the wire first. I am selecting this purple color wire, and let me choose this pin, and I'm going to put it over here. Right, now to which pin of Arduino Uno R3 board we need to connect this DB7 of LCD2, LCD with. That's what we have to think. So we can connect it to, I think, how about pin number 2, this D2 pin? Yeah, that will be a good option. Right, similarly we can do the same thing for rest of these 3 pins also. Right, now DB6, it's DB6 that we have to connect. So we can simply select another color. So I'm selecting this one. Let's first connect it to this pin. Right, then we can simply, what is the next pin? It is pin number 3. Right, so what we can do, we can simply, just give me a short moment. So it is 3. So this is DB0, DB1, DB2, DB3, DB4, DB5, DB6 and DB7. So I have connected this DB7 with pin number 2. Then I can connect this DB6 with pin number -3. I think that will be a good option. If we'll go like this, so I'm connecting it to -3. Right, that's how you have to create the whole circuit. Okay, don't get confused anywhere, please. And in case you find anything not relevant or anything is there which is confusing you, do let me know in the comment section so that I can answer that query of yours. Now I'm selecting this blue color, and I'm going to connect it to this pin. So that's pin number, it's DB5, right? And I'm connecting it to, let me tell you to which pin I am connecting it to. So I'm connecting it to pin number 4 of Arduino Uno R3 board. Similarly, I am going to select this another color, and let's go with green. We haven't used green anywhere yet, so we can make use of this color for connecting this DB4 to this terminal number D5. Right, so I think I am done with connecting everything. I'm done with creating a complete circuit. Let me tell you what all things I have defined over here. So I made use of these four components. The first one is this Arduino Uno R3 board. Then we have this breadboard, we have this LCD screen. Now I connected this 5 volt to this positive terminal of breadboard, and this negative terminal I connected it to this ground pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. Then this first pin of LCD I've connected it with this terminal 2 of potentiometer, this VCC pin, because it's VCC, so we need to connect it with the positive terminal. So I've connected with the positive terminal of the breadboard. This is V0, so we need to connect it to the Viper pin. Right, then we have this R select. As I've told you, it's the register select, so we have to connect it to this one of these pins over here. I've connected it to pin number 12. Then I connected this read write pin to the negative terminal. You have to remember these connections, right? Read write you have to connect to this negative terminal. Then this one is enable pin. So enable pin needs to be connected to one of these free pins. I've connected it to -11 pin of this Arduino Uno R3 board. Then I started from here. Okay, from the right side I started, and that's the LED cathode. So cathode needs to be connected to negative terminal. That's the reason I connected it over here, because so as to create a because I wanted to create a I need to create a complete circuit. That's the reason I connected this anode pin of cathode to this positive terminal of this breadboard. Right, and then I connected this DB7, DB6, DB5 and DB4 pins of this LCD to these 4 pins of this Arduino Uno R3 board. So the connection is very easy to understand. If you will try it out, definitely you will be able to create this circuit on your own. Let me just check out the comment section if I have anything to answer. Definitely I would like to answer that query first before moving to the next part. So Teen Tex, hello dear. Thank you very much dear for joining me in this tutorial, and thank you very much for all the support that you are showing. Do not forget to like and share this video so as to make it reach to the maximum students possible, so that they can also come and join this amazing channel where we guys are providing you guys completely free of cost coding classes. Right, and thank you very much dear for joining me at this time. If you have any queries, you can put it in the comment section. Definitely I will try to resolve it. Okay, so we are done with creating a complete circuit. Now the next thing that comes is the coding part. So for accessing the coding section, we know we can hit this button, and that's what we are going to come across. So I'm eliminating this code from here, and today I would like to make use of the text-based coding instead of the block-based. So that's the window where we can define all the text-based coding, right? Okay, so I'm enlarging the size of the window so that the code can be more visible to every one of you. I don't want you guys to get confused. Okay, so because we use C++ coding here, you know, that's the reason. It's C++ code which is getting reflected over here right on the top. So the first thing I would like to do is, as you guys know, in C++ we need to include some header files. So for this LCD crystal, for this LCD screen we have used in our circuit, the library, or you can say the header file that you need to include is this. So there is a header file named liquid crystal, right, .h. So .h is for header file. So that's what you can import first. Now the next thing we can do is let's define some constants. Now how can we define a constant? So that's the keyword you have to use for defining the constant. CONST is for constant, and then the data type needs to be int, right? The constants needs to be of integer data type. So the first constant I'm defining is this rs, right? Let's give it this value 12. Then en is for enable, right? Enable is connected to which pin? Let me just check from here. So register select enable, I've connected it with pin number 12. Okay, sorry, not pin number 12, it is connected to pin number 11. And to which pin this register select is connected? Register select is connected to pin number 12. That's the reason I've given 12 to this variable over here, and enable is connected to pin number 11, right? Similarly, D4 pin, to which pin of Arduino we have connected this D4 pin of LCD? Let me just check it out. So D4 is, I think this is D4, yeah. So we connected it with pin number 5, right? And then we connected this D5 to pin number, D5 is with pin number 4, and then D6 is with pin number 3, then D7 is with pin number 2, I think, yeah. So let's define all the required variables over here. So D4 is equals to 5, then D5 is equals to 4, then D4, D5, then we have D6 is equals to 3, right? D7 we need to keep it equal to 2, right? So that's how we can define all the variables. Now let's use this liquid crystal. So liquid crystal.h is the library that you have to keep in mind, you have to import when you're working with LCD, right? LCD, liquid crystal LCD, and we are going to pass all the integers which we have defined over here as parameters to this function. So the first one is rs, then we have enable, d4 we have, d5 we have, d6 we have, and d7 we have, right? So these are the 6 parameters you have to pass to this LCD function to make it work. Now let's come in this setup function. So what all things do we need to define in this setup? Let's do that. LCD dot, first of all we have to define the code with the help of which we can begin the LCD. So LCD dot begin, and we can define 16,2 over here, right? Now why I have defined 16,2, that's what you guys have to find out, right? It's the question which I would like to ask from you, right? So 16,2 I have put over here. Why I have done this? You have to answer this to me. And then what I would like to print on the LCD, that's what I can define inside this print function. So Gaurav K Jan, I would like to see getting reflected my own name, right? And then we can put a semicolon to terminate the line. Now let's come inside this loop and define the required code. So the first thing I would like to make use of is a for loop. Let's define a counter integer. Let's define a counter variable, sorry, with name C, and let's initialize it with 1. Now C++, okay, then we can simply close the for loop. Now inside the for loop, what all things you want to define, you can put it over here. So the first thing I would like to define is this LCD. I would like to scroll it, right? So if you want to make it a scrolling LCD, so that's the function you can make use of. Scroll, then display lift, right? Okay, so now when you'll scroll, so it is going to, you can scroll it to in the left side, and then you can define a delay of, I think, how about 100 milliseconds? I think that will be good. And once the for loop is over, we can again define some delay right at the end. So I would like to have a delay of at least 5 seconds. That will be great, I think. Okay, so that's the code. Now let me see whether this code is going to give me the correct output or not. Let's start the simulation process. Okay, so I am not able to see anything over here. Why is it so? Now that's what we will have to check. Everything is perfectly fine. Now why we are not able to get anything? If I am changing the potentiometers value, then also we are not able to get any output. Now why is it so? That's what we have to check. Let me check it. So read, so this RS, I have connected it with the pin number 12, that is absolutely fine. This enable pin, I have connected it to the pin number 11, right? And is there anything which we are missing over here? Ground pins are perfectly fine. Okay, so this LCD cathode is connected to this negative terminal, it is perfectly fine. Then LED anode is connected to the positive terminal, that is also perfectly fine. Anything I am missing? Let me do one thing, let me use this black wire and connect this negative terminal with this negative terminal, and let's use the red color wire for connecting this positive terminal to this positive terminal. Now if I'll run this circuit, so I'm able to see it glowing. Okay, earlier it was not glowing, right? Now it is glowing. Okay, we are able to see it glowing, but we are not able to see anything getting reflected over here. Okay, no problem. We'll see if we have defined the code properly. If I remove this cage and from here, now if I will start the simulation process, so I'll be getting the correct output or not. That's what I would like to that's what I would like to see. No, I think I will have to check the connections again. So that's anode I've connected to the positive terminal, perfectly fine. And what is this? It is DB7. Have I defined anything for DB7? Let me check. Yeah, D7 is connected to pin number 2, and that is absolutely fine. I think yes, we have connected it to the pin number 2 like this. Okay, then we connected this DB6 to which pin we have connected it? We have connected it to the pin number 3. I think that is fine. DB6 to pin number 3, then D5, D4. There are two more pins. We have used DB5 and DB4. So DB5, we connected this DB5 with pin number 4, and DB4, DB5 we have connected to pin number 4, that is perfectly fine, and D4 we have connected to pin number 4. What is this? It is D4, right? D4 we have connected it with pin number 5, that is perfectly fine. And then comes this, which is enable. So enable is connected to pin number 11. Okay, then that here it is register select, so we have connected it to pin number 12. So that is also perfectly fine. Register select is connected to pin number 12. Then ground pin is connected to negative, 5 volt is connected to positive terminal, and this one has to be connected to the positive terminal. Like potentiometers, terminal 1 needs to be connected to the positive terminal. That's what I have done. And this wiper point, I have connected it with this pin. What is this? It is contrast, I think. So it is for controlling the contrast of this LCD. That's why I have connected this wiper pin to this contrast pin of LCD. This is the power pin. So that is also perfectly fine. It is glowing. And this VCC, we have connected it with this one. So the connections are perfectly fine now. Let me see if we'll get the output or not. We are not able to see anything over here. Now why is it so? That's what we have to find out. Is there anything which I have missed in the coding section? So I've included this crystal liquid crystal library, right, and these are all the constant values. These are all the variables I need to use. Okay, and then we have used this liquid crystal over here, passed all these variables as parameters to this LCD. Then comes void setup. So for beginning, we have initialized this point. This LCD over here is bifurcated into several squares. So from where I would like to see that text which I have defined over here getting reflected. So that is perfectly fine. Now here we have defined this for loop, right, and inside this for loop we have defined this LCD scroll display left. This is also fine for, I want to see the text moving like this from right to left. That's the reason I've defined this scroll display left. What else have to be defined now? That's what we have to find out. Everything is perfectly fine over here. Okay, so and if I'll remove this from here, let me see whether I'll be able to get the required output or not. Void loop, no match for call to liquid crystal. Okay, so that's what it is showing me right now. Liquid crystal. Okay, so that's the function. Now we have to call this LCD begin. That is perfectly fine. Let me check the comment section also. I haven't checked it from very long time. Any queries, anything? So let me know about the same. Good evening, dear Priyansh. I was waiting for you. Thank you very much, dear, for joining me in this time at this time. Do not skip anything. Please do watch the lecture right from the beginning till the end without skipping any part of this video. Right, you are going to enjoy it a lot. And definitely whatever things I've defined over here, they are perfectly fine. Now the issue is we are not able to see this text getting reflected on this LCD. The LCD is working, but this is not getting reflected on the LCD. Now why is it so? That's what we have to find out. The variables have been correctly defined over here. Then LCD, for making it work we have to pass the values, so I've passed the values correctly. And so that's what it should print for us, but it's not printing for us anything right now. Now why is it so? That's what we have to find out. Let me change some coding thing over here. So in place of this for loop, can we do something else, because I'm not able to get the output from here. Let me change them into the comments form. Let's use something else over here. So if I type this lcd dot, let's make use of the set cursor facility, right? So I would like to set the cursor at this point. Fine. And then let's use this function lcd dot print for what we can exactly print over here, because we have already used this print option over here in this setup, right? So setup will be automatically called when we'll start the simulation process. Okay, and this will be printed. Now in order to see it getting reflected on this LCD, we have used this set cursor. Okay, so the cursor will be set, right? uh, so in the second, it will set the columns. As you guys know very well, the set cursor will set the columns to 0 or 1. Let me do one thing. If I'll eliminate it from here, let me see what is the output we'll get. Okay, so we are getting an error. Why is it so? Expected constructor or destructor or type conversion. Okay, so it is asking me to pass something for the type conversion. Okay, why this bracket is here? I need to remove this bracket, I think. LCD, this is fine. I need to remove this bracket. Let me stop the simulation process first and see why this code is not giving me the correct output, and it's initializing. Why is it so? I'm not able to stop it. Let's wait for some time. Why am I not able to stop it? What's happening? I think my laptop has hanged, but let me tell you one thing before leaving you guys. So what you can do, you can just try to remove this bracket from here. I think because of this we are not getting the output. Why I am saying this? Because here we have used this open bracket for this function, and then this function is ending over here at this point. Then we begin this function over here, this loop function, and we haven't made use of any for loop now, right? So because we have already commented out these sections, these 3 lines of code, so we don't require this bracket anymore, right? You can close it over here, or else you can close it, you can remove this bracket. I think after that you will definitely get the right output. Okay, and there is one more function named lcd.print, in which you can you can copy the same function and put it over here, and inside this you can use that millis. For accessing the milliseconds, we can make use of millisecond function. So you just have to write down millis, then function, and you can just divide it by 1000 for in getting the things in 1 second, for rounding of the things in 1 second. Alright, and I think you will be able to get the required output. Fine, do check it out, do try it out, and let me know about your findings in the comment section. Thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. Have a great day ahead, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye bye.